was actually just watching. I was just watching. They put up playlists sometimes on YouTube, and it's like top 10 fights where fighters hated each other, or top 10 fights with the best build up or knockout, and they play all the 10 fights, like hour-long videos.
Yeah, they were doing that when there was the big break in the UFC, right?
Yeah, and I rewatched John Jones Cormier too.
Yep.
Fuck, John Jones is good.
Oh, man. And just
So good.
the confidence that I'm going to do everything I can. Yeah, be prepared to do that.
Everything. And I think the title of this one was Top 10 Fighters Who Hated Each Other.
Yeah.
And
I watched a few of those over the break as well, and they were releasing them within the first 24 hours.
I didn't realise how much of a sook Cormier was afterwards.
Oh, no, he did, but you realise that that's what Rogan didn't like. He's knocked out, and then he got he got angry. But you realise how bad he got knocked out. And then he talks about it afterwards. The fact that Jones could do that, he head kicks him. And then as he's done, he low leg kick sweeps him, knocks him and spins him around. And he's like, he knows I'm absolutely wobbled and dazed. And then those Jones short elbows when he can he's all full weight, just throwing him in against the cage and just put him stark out. And then they interviewed him.
He did good though.
Cormier.
For the first round.
He was doing really good.
His dirty boxing was dope. Those
That's why.
uppercuts
What he used to do with the famous one was when he fought Gustafsson, and the black eyes that Gustafsson had after that fight because that collar tie uppercut that was his most successful weapon that he was using against Gustafsson. Well, back when Gustafsson was, top three in that division. If there wasn't Cormier and John Jones,
the fights are back.
There's been some bangers. There has been some bangers.
Not what we wanted, but. I think that main event worked out exactly how every single person thought it was going to.
How it was going to go.
That's how it should have went.
Yeah, and what a beautiful takedown by Makhachev, and then just like you said, he got a sniff.
He got training, just like a drill.
That way that he can catch the neck and dance with his wrist. The way that he clamps. He does it different from from how you'd usually finish the dance on the bicep and up higher. He can just crank it and uses way more lat, and it's like 3/4, it's way more of a Japanese necktie.
Do you think
it just looks like a dance?
Do you think the Daggies, or do you think he trains that mostly because he knows that position is what he's most likely to catch someone in, because they're always down, and if they get up, they're gonna have to fucking generally get up that way.
That's one of the main positions you can do if you're not getting them to your back is, even in wrestling, right? They don't want to get their shoulders pinned to the mat, so what they do, roll over and get to the turtle, and then so all the positioning from one of the main positions, you got turtle behind. And then you're trying to get the back. But if not, what's the other position? You're in a front headlock spot. You're on, they're on their hands and knees turtle. You're laying over the top of them, trying to clinch their chin to either go back around to the side to the back, or you're working all front and head chokes. And
What's the difference between Japanese necktie and a das?
A das is like you sit through. Japanese necktie, you sit over the top and your belly kind of pushes up into them, and it's way more of a crank. It's a crank on the side. And then Makhachev's is like in between that. And Jones showed it's like you got to grab the wrist instead of the das. Is usually you cup the bicep, you come high. He just grabs the wrist, and the way he rolls, he pinches the neck in so tight, and then he just falls over the top with the side, and then that's what. And then when he didn't have it clean, but you see the position of Poirier's neck when he catches Poirier in the last fight, and you're like, oh, he's got that pinch though. And with his squeeze, he finished what bloke where he finished a head and arm on the wrong side with the squeeze.
Yeah, that must just have
that dude's back. The
squeeze
of it, and this one he does. He uses way more of his lat.
He's talking.
See his lat just goes. Goosh. You see his back, just everything ripples as he clinches on it.
He's talking shit about Duplessis. He fucking wants it all.
Makhachev.
He wants it all.
Against Duplessis.
I reckon he'd fucking be able to do it, man.
Well,
he's big.
Yeah, Duplessis is huge for 185.
Yeah,
and then
as soon as fucking Makhachev takes down, doesn't matter if you're 204 kilos.
There's
mate.
no way he could, because does he want to bypass going 170 because. Yeah, but
he wants 3 weights. He wants to be 3-weight world champion.
Well, him and Bilal are good mates. Do you reckon he wants Bilal to move so he doesn't have to feel bad about stepping up and just taking the belt?
I don't think he's going to fight Bilal, but I think he's just hoping he loses the title.
That's what I'm thinking too. Yeah. I'm thinking he's my friend, but for legacy, for my legacy, I need to come up. My friend, I don't want to beat.
Because once Bilal loses that title, he's never ever getting a fucking title.
Another title shot ever.
Even if it's a close split decision that he should have won. Back in the same as Armin. Dana came out
and said he's
nope,
not guaranteed the next title
fuck
shot.
that guy.
Yeah,
pulled out back up, sniffing Nina Drama's asshole.
Because then you want like who posed? Oh, Dan Hooker, because Dan Hooker got announced that he's fighting Gaethje 5-round co-main event.
I reckon Hooker's gonna get that one done too.
That's gonna be. They put that together because that's gonna be a war. Like who's gonna get rocked and rattled hardest, and who can hang in? Because man, they've both had some absolute.
They
battles.
both fight fair smarter now though.
A lot smarter, but they're still willing to take him to put him on. I mean, because Dan Hooker had fought Gamrot last time, and man, the way he could keep Gamrot off of him, and his ability to catch that.
Hooker at this stage, I think at both of their stages of career now, if it was like 3 years ago, I'd say probably I'd give it to Gaethje.
Yeah,
now,
3 years ago.
Now 3-4 when Hooker was on that skid.
Yep.
And Gaethje obviously was on his title run. Very different, but momentum's fucking important.
Massive. Oh, everything. And that was the big one, even with going into this weekend with the Umar versus MERAB.
See, when we live streamed, everyone was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Everyone thought Umar was going to win. I was like, dude, fucking...
He was a minus 250
MERAB can do this for fucking not even 5 rounds. He can do this for 15.
What was interesting about it was he did to Umar what he does to everyone.
Yeah, he treated him like a fucking kid after the third round.
After the third round, he
playing with him.
No one thought he melted him. He literally just went. He was going up, down, up, down.
The first person in history to have a daggy on his waist and just stand like this and not get taken down.
He's funny, man. The way he was just doing some of this, he's doing the look this
his
way.
His fighting
look that
style
way.
is boring, but he makes it fun.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's made weaponizing cardio fun.
Yeah.
He's not the best puncher. He's not the best at taking you down. He's just going to make you so fucking tired.
Well, he crashes into you. He's always so close to you, and it's just pressure.
He's going to get knocked out. If the only person in that division that has a slight chance of beating him, I feel, is O'Malley 3 times out of 10.
O'Malley, but
3 out of 10
But
times.
here's one that can do that same thing because what about Corey Sandhagen?
Sandhagen maybe catch him with a knee on the way in.
Yeah,
but he's fucking huge as well.
Yep.
But those guys, I don't even give them. Like, if they both fight him 10 times, they'll win 3 of them.
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
They'll catch him.
Yeah.
Because he can get caught.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
We say that, but he doesn't really. He hasn't been caught since fucking Moraes.
Marlon Moraes had him in big trouble in the first round.
Elbow or fucking a hook?
No, it was a hook, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, Moraes didn't remember he knocked out Aljo with that switch kick to the head. Fucking
and then
gave
he just
him
stopped.
gave him the dab.
Then he just stopped winning.
And then you just realise it was like, oh, he's one of the best front runners. One of the best front runner fighters. If you can survive, because even he beat the shit out of Cejudo in the first round when they fought for the interim
as well.
Yeah, I guess Song Yadong.
Yeah, I reckon that's gonna.
A lot of people, it's not gonna. Son Yadong's on the up and up, and he's come back and he missed the spot. And like you said, they tried to bank on him, and Dana didn't want to roll out the bankroll for Henry Cejudo.
Did you see the video of John Wayne Parr yesterday? Mm-mm. Oh my god!
Why is he
prepared to fucking be miserable?
Is he looking? I thought it was going to be looking shredded or something.
It's fucking terrible. I noticed. So the other day on his Instagram, he posted a video of him talking about. I can't remember the exact name of the headdress for Muay Thai athletes. It starts with M.
Yeah, I can't remember.
It's a little headband they wear when they walk out. He was talking, and he was fucking like really.
Was he slurring?
Not even slurring, stuttering. Like he was struggling to get through his sentences.
Yeah.
And then one of my mates was like, "Oh, did you see the fucking video from yesterday?"
Maybe he was just tired, but tired.
Nah, he posted
doesn't go well.
He posted this. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it actually. Wait up, I'll play.
John Wayne Parr, 390,000
So this, he posted this, and he made like a thing that this has been happening for a long time.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's got like some twitch.
He's developed fucking like Tourette's.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, he looks sad because of it. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it makes you fucking miserable, eh?
Oh, that's not good. Yeah, I don't like to see that. So he's developed that because
it's developed that from CTE.
For head trauma.
He's been in fucking wars, man. Because it gives me goosebumps even talking about it. He's such a fucking staple of Australian MMA.
He's a legend.
And he's been in the most wars out of fucking all of them.
Oh, and the fact
he's got fucking 3 million, looks like Leatherface, 3 million stitches.
Yeah.
Greatest fucking one of the Australian pioneer in Muay Thai.
Yeah.
100%.
John Wayne Parr.
Whoever says anything different's lying.
He was at the pinnacle in the striking arts. Probably one of the most well-known strikers from Australia.
First Westerner, to my knowledge, to go to Thailand and be fully respected and accepted by the Thais.
Yeah, he was
From Australia anyway. I don't know about other Western cultures, maybe like Dutch fighters or like something like that. But from Australia, like Oceania
he was
area,
massive over there as well. And to be an Australian and to go over to Thailand,
he fought like a Thai. He didn't fight like a Westerner. He didn't have like Westerners have like this new Thai style with heavy hands and it's more boxing orientated, almost different footwork. He fought like a Thai.
Yeah. He was good. Like he used a lot of hands though.
It's just sad because fucking
that was sad.
But
that's not good.
He did his first stand up show and shit, and I watched it.
He's done a bunch of stuff. That's why he's been big. He's the crossover with MMA. Like
his next video is like a stand up he did. He did a minute.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can
on a
see
show,
and
he like wasn't stuttering or anything through that. So it's obviously in certain situations when he feels like pressure or it's obviously a certain thing that triggers it.
Yeah, a certain trigger.
Hopefully John Wayne fucking figures it out and just doesn't take anymore. I think it's time to throw in the gloves.
Oh, you can't be taking any more hits to the head.
You can't even be holding fucking pads anymore, mate.
No, you can't be getting those rattles. And the more they learn about it, everyone holds high hopes for brain and neuroscience with what they're going to do is when it's severely damaged, the ability, they're going to have to try and make it repair itself. To go in there and fix it, it's way too complicated. So what they hope for is to understand the hormones and the chemical structure, and if somehow make the brain like neurogenesis, create new neurons in your head to get to certain spots, and why some things work, some things don't. But how much of it is actually they have to let the brain, how much of the body in modern medicine is actually letting the body do the best it can at what it does. So it's like molecules and hormones and all these different things that are trying to work together. But if humans go in and try and do it with like hack and slash and early surgery was awful. How much of modern medicine now, and it's like take this and gene therapies and trying to navigate that with brain science, and because it'll be massive, man, for people with how much CTE between boxers, combat sports. These will be the patient X's. They'll be more than happy to put their hand up if there's a competent thing to be like, your brain, we can help your brain where you'll lose the stutter, you'll be able to, you won't have because what's the big one? Brain fog. All of a sudden you can't remember a bunch of shit.
Dude, I'll fucking get that now. Yeah, but I reckon the sad thing about these things is fucking the more of these people that die and donate their fucking brains, the more they're gonna know. So like,
and that's the only way you can see CT.
I don't know if because there's a lot of fighters, obviously ex-fighters, and that would be their studies of their brains once they pass away is going to be the biggest factor in figuring out how to fucking
The fact they didn't.
I don't know if you can even fix the brain, dude. Maybe Neuralink.
That's
Neuro fucking whatever he's doing. Is that Neuro? No, that's not Neuralink. That's the internet. What's he doing?
No, Neuralink.
No, Starlink's the
Starlink
internet.
is the internet. Neuralink is the brain interface where they've made a guy with control with a computer interface, and he can control like. Is it computer programs or a robot with his mind?
At the moment, I believe it's an application.
Yeah.
And you can control certain things that the application can control. So you don't have full access to like a computer, but you have access to this. You can search things and play like pre-made games and things.
Yeah.
But also, I think I heard that they're going to be doing experiments with like paraplegics and shit where they put one above their neck and one, this is not how it works, but like one above and one below and they'll fucking connect.
Yeah. They're in trial stages with all this stuff, and it's how much they can get through the red tape politically and going through and getting government, where they don't get in the way and put a stop to it. I mean, how many... because to get to human trial... a lot of these things, it has to go through so much regulation, which is kind of what you want. But if you're going through that and you have head trauma now, you'd just be like, give me what you got. And things are moving very rapidly. But hey, if you got the money of Musk and you've got the history of the successes in his many ventures, people just, how do people step aside and be like, yeah, you've been good at this so far. You do all these things. And man, think about his money and influence and what he's trying to, the different companies and businesses to push ahead everything. But modern medicine is, it's so difficult. I mean, don't get me started on vaccines, but, all different ways to try and navigate modern medicine, but we hope for the best. It's always just a work in progress on the brain, man, because it's so complicated. And the thing with chemicals and electricity, and then somehow that gives rise to consciousness and perceptions, and then you rattle that around too much and smack it inside that jelly and let it hit the skull. It's apparently not good over time.
Shout outs to John Wayne. Hopefully,
much respect to the man.
Settle down now. Enjoy the best half of your life.
Yeah, exactly right. Settle in, enjoy the kids,
get fat, mate. Get happy fat.
Happy fat. Yeah.
Get happy fat.
Do what makes you happy, mate, as much as possible. We'll go back to the. We'll go back to the fights.
We'll start off at Grant Dawson.
All right, so this was the start of not the fight pass prelims. These are the prelims.
I tuned in at the Bogdan fight, so I didn't see Grant.
Grant looked good. He's did what Grant Dawson does, because obviously he got put out by Bobby Green, and he come back, and Diego Ferreira he had some good fights, but then he had a fair long time off. I can't remember what they said he might have done. He had a bad injury that put him out for a bit. And Grant Dawson came back and looked good.
Yeah.
Thoroughly just handed him on the ground, got him down. Diego was a little too comfortable playing guard, and his coach, Safe Sode, was screaming at him to be like, don't get caught here. Do not play this jiu-jitsu game. You got to get to the hip and stand back up. But that's how good Grant Dawson's grappling is. So, and then he called out Beneil Dariush after Beneil Dariush's fight fell through. And that would be very nice. That would be very nice of Dariush for him to do it. That would be a gift to Grant Dawson.
I seen an interview. So Dariush did an interview with Schmo, and this was like the day before the fights, and they gave him his win and show.
Dariush, yes, he was looked after.
So but he wants to fight in April, I believe he said, but he really wants to fight a ranking above.
Yeah, so Grant Dawson.
He was heavily talking shit about Dustin Poirier. Good fight.
Really? Ooh.
It's a good fight.
Dariush versus Poirier. Yeah, that makes sense. Poirier that makes sense. They haven't fought each other.
And Poirier.
Boys in the late 30s now.
Well, he can't fight top 5 again. You can't keep giving these Gaethjes these.
If Dariush wants that, I would see why wouldn't Poirier want that. I mean, that's pretty.
What ranking is Dariush?
Bloody hell, like 5 or 6. I think he was 6.
Well, yeah. Poirier
would be like 4.
Poirier needs to fight.
Well, he's already fought. Yeah, he's already fought all the top end. He said that. That's why he gave Benoit Saint Denis the shot and then put him out.
So that's why Dariush was fucking annoyed, because he was calling out Poirier, and Poirier said, "Why the fuck would I fight you? You're like basically nothing." And then he took Benoit. And it's like, why would you do that?
Interesting.
It's fucking brutal.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that would be why Dariush is leaving a little pissy.
Dariush is fucking good, man.
He's very good. And he's got a little raw end of the deal with some matchmaking sometimes. Just because he does, he goes out, he goes, yeah, I'll take that.
Do you reckon he would have done better against Islam?
Ooh.
I was thinking about that literally like an hour before you got home. I was like, he might have done. He wouldn't have won, but I reckon he would have done stylistically better matchup.
Well, I just looked at it, and where Moicano was having all of his success,
pushing forward,
is pushing forward, but doing what Islam does, but just not as good.
Yeah,
being able to get him down, get to your back, and beat you up.
Yeah,
and when he's going to be like he's picking for ground and pound was really good. But he was just doing that at a lesser level than what Islam was. So it's like, where's your path to victory?
Well, Moicano is basically just Oliveira, but not as good at anything Oliveira's good at. Well, no, that's like he's not as good a grappler.
Yeah.
And he's not as good a striker, but he's very well rounded.
Yeah.
He's not excellent anywhere.
No, I never saw Moicano, even with his style, getting to the championship at the moment.
I wouldn't have seen him fighting for a title unless something like this happened.
Yeah.
No,
I don't see him beating too many in the top 5. Once he gets the top 5,
if Dariush took him down, I don't think it would be much different.
Yeah, because a lot of people with Moicano were saying like Dariush is better than Moicano everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
His chin might be a touch questionable.
Dariush now?
Maybe.
Dariush because he's had 2 knockout losses.
Yeah, he's a bit older. That's it. And the momentum thing.
He's all salt. Yeah.
So Moicano
that was all they were saying about Moicano going into that fight was he's riding the momentum wave.
Yeah, but so for fucking if he's riding the momentum wave, Islam's on the fucking tidal wave.
He's on the tsunami. yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
His wave's bigger.
But that's why. As soon as it was Moicano.
It took everything from Moicano, really.
Yeah. Okay, so what... No, well, we've got to go back. I was about to say the main event.
We'll glaze over these quickly because we always get distracted.
We have been known.
Guskov.
Guskov. So he looked good because Billy took it on what? a week's notice.
yeah.
And he's a middleweight who stepped up to light heavyweight, and he weighed in at 200 pound.
And in that fight went how those fights go.
Yeah, Bogdan just survived the takedown, and he rode his back for a little bit, and then Bogdan choked him. That's right. He had a fully locked out choke. The buzzer went and he tapped at the end of the first. And then he came out and just gave his neck in the second, and the dude just slumped over him and choked him.
I missed it because I was like, what the fuck just happened?
It's almost like he was good. He came in, had a good go of it.
Same as the Holland fight. I literally looked away for 2 seconds, and Holland, I was like, oh, he's not going to tap Holland. I didn't think Holland would get tapped.
Oh, what? You didn't think Holland would get tapped?
I don't know. He's a Travis Luter black belt. So I don't know. Like, fuck, I thought he maybe won't tap him.
I thought, dude, I walked in and then I same thing. I looked away and next minute I'm like, he's been taken down in the first 15 seconds. I'm like, this is awful for Kevin Holland. Why has he already been taken down?
Why has he accepted the position? Did you see what he did with fucking Kamza?
It's like he jumped for a fucking flying triangle or something. And I was like, why didn't you defend the takedown first? Your biggest threat is on the feet.
Way too comfortable on his back. He thinks his jiu-jitsu translates way better to MMA than it does.
Yeah, and then he just got out-grappled by a superior grappler.
Doesn't matter how good your guard is in a jiu-jitsu room for that hour when you're doing jiu-jitsu at a gym. Like,
even with Travis
it does
Luter.
not translate to fucking MMA.
Well, you cannot forget, though, that Kevin Holland against Jacare knocked him out from his back.
One in a fucking
I was
million.
about to say. Then you realise going ahead and how he's played his fight IQ in some fights now.
No one's ever doing that again.
How lucky of us, how much
ever doing that
how
again.
much came together for that to happen the way it did.
That's like crazy. Saying every time someone catches Buckley's kick, he's going to knock him out with a spinning heel kick.
Did you see someone tried that on the weekend? On the main, and he did. It was like someone tried the Joaquin and the same thing. Caught the kick, swiped it.
That will never happen again.
As he spun to do it, the dude swiped his other leg out and he just like did a pirouette and
do you know how many things need to fall in place for that to fucking happen?
And
it needs to be perfect.
And for it to work like that, where he literally caught, swung it, just zook, and went through it. This guy did it and got caught halfway and just got his legs chopped out.
Yeah, it looks stupid otherwise. It does. If you don't hit it, you look fucking stupid.
If you do, though, it's like a Tekken game. And that's real life ninja stuff, as mate John Gooden would say.
That's still the greatest knockout of all time, in my opinion.
So then you got Zachary Reif versus Azmat Bektev.
Yeah, Zachary Reif got knocked out by the ref.
That's what we think, right? That's what we were talking about before the show. He got buzzed, like the ground and pound by that bloke.
I wonder if the video's up. Because I wonder if it's on YouTube. I hope there's
a snippet for it. Because we think the ref, the way he tackled to break up the fight,
he put his forearm in his throat.
And the dude's head slammed into the ground when he's already buzzed, and then he went out bad. And we both think the ref actually probably contributed quite heavily to that severe knockout that Zachary Reif bloody copped on the weekend. YouTube.com. Yeah, that was a bad. But they said for such short ground and pound, the ability to generate power. I mean, that was what was really good about Moicano when he fought Santini as well. His ability to generate in the transitions when he was going from half guard mount back. Every time he kind of goes, I can't give my back, and gave up mount half guard. The ability to get that little bit of posture and time and get those short shots, but straight in the face. And that's why that fight got stopped, because too much damage to the eye.
It was fucking wild.
That was, and again, just, the ability to incorporate ground and pound. And it's a big thing doing jiu-jitsu, and then you do it roll with MMA guys, and then if you feel strikes coming at you and how you like, there really were some things in jiu-jitsu, if you can't play that game when punches can come at you, it changes a lot.
I believe that's it.
There it is. Yeah, that's it there. Dominates in his debut in the first round. Minute 10, just don't put the sound on, on. So this is it. So
I swear,
there we go. Here we go. He's already out. He's wobbling it. Bang. Look, he choked it.
He did.
He had like I don't want to call it the choke, but he pushed his head like all the way into the ground.
He did. He knocked the cunt out.
Because his head was already on a bobble.
I'll put it up just so people can see this.
Look.
I swear. I swear the ref knocks him out.
Bang. Go back just a little bit more.
Here.
Look, he's hurt, and then douche.
Yeah, he didn't do it intentionally.
He didn't do it intentionally, of course not. But he came in to try and separate. But why did you grab the knocked out dude?
It's so funny.
Grab around the neck, the fucking other bloke.
You can do the playback speed hell slow.
Look at how thick bloody he is. Look at Azmat. What is that? Bakoyev.
Playback speed. We'll put it on. We'll put it on 0.5.
Yeah. So here we go. So he's wobbly because he hits him in the eye. But man, that tackle, by the way. Here we go. Boom!
All right, he was already knocked out. That did not help.
That did not help. He slammed the back of his head into the mat.
Yeah.
And that's I said, how much of the knockout is you're knocked out on the feet, but then that's what's so good about those Thai refs sometimes. They dive in and catch there before the head gets the second smack. Man, you got to be on the ball. Old mate did not do that in that fight. Poor Zachary Reese. Azmat Bekdev, that was his debut. So he was already pretty highly touted coming in. And
this fight here... If
you could bet in Adelaide,
mate, a lot of people
would have been pissed.
A lot of people won a lot of money on fucking Barcelos. Yes, that's $6.45 to win.
Yep. Barcelos' style is just the age and the height behind Peyton Talbot, and even he said though the surprise at how wide the odds were, and the lack of the disrespect of Hayoni Barcelos, considering his resume in the UFC, he has already fought the who's who, and he's quality everywhere. This was a good challenge. Like, people who know, this was a good challenge. This is why it's the main event on the prelims. Barcelos established all the experience, still got it. I mean, he's 38 or 39, but he was still in there, and he's only lost against like Umar in one of his fights, and he's always in there. And yeah, Talbot he wrestled him early. Peyton then just like got stuck in the mud.
I think that's the problem with Contender Series. I think Contender Series paints a picture like it fast tracks too many kids now.
I mean, it's one of the they know it. It's like the best aspect. Now there actually is a streamline, and you talk to Miles about it. Like, at least now there's a streamline to almost get to.
That's the best thing about Contender Series is there's legitimately for young MMA fighters in Australia
where you get
now,
your shot. Yeah,
there's legitimately a formula to get into the UFC.
It's a formula to get to the UFC.
You do, say you're in Adelaide. You start off, you will have fucking 3 fights in DFC. Mm-hmm. If those are all exceptional fucking first round, or you dominate everyone.
Yeah, dominate, yeah.
Fucking straight to Hex or Eternal.
Yep, yeah.
If you become a fucking champion or even have 4 fucking fights, first round knockouts in those organizations, or 4 gun performances where you're undeniably dope.
Yeah.
You're going to get a fucking phone call if you're in the right camp, you'll get a phone call straight away.
If there's some connections.
If you're at freestyle MMA or something, you're fucking straight into the Contender Series.
And if you're already looking that good, you should almost be upgrading where you can't be the biggest one in the room. So if you've got honest coaching and you're working at the amateur level, I've seen, I think Nick Hughes put something up about it as well, or he might have shared it from someone else, talking about the amateur circuit and as a coach, what you want your fighters to be getting out of the amateur run before they get to the professional run.
Yeah.
Because knowing if you can get to that 6, 7-0 through these earlier promotions, once you're in the pros, no one remembers anything about the amateurs. The amount of boxing fights that have happened in the amateurs where this guy beat this guy in the fight, well, it matters to the people involved because you don't want to see people go out and get hurt. You can go out, but the lessons learned, and especially when they're learned in that area of the amateurs where no one's going to remember it in the grand scheme of it, and the lessons you're going to come through and the trials and tribulations of do you want to be a fucking fighter, you go through that, and how it's not necessarily best to be king of the mountain all the way through your amateurs.
No, you're gonna get the shit. You got to get the shit kicked out of you.
But if you don't, so in saying that, it's like you got to start at this level in this gym, and then
you're gonna get the shit kicked out of you eventually. It's just when it happens.
Hammers and nails all the way
through,
man.
You want it to be early.
Hammers and nails and birds and statues. Those are the 2 references I always like to say. Some days you're the bird, some days you're the statue, some days you're the hammer, some days you're the nail.
Birds and statues, that's a good one.
See, and but that's to have that mindset to go in all the time. And if you're always the best in the room, and this is when you learn at the highest levels and why there are these bigger camps, and people can make it work for a long time with some smaller camps, but you got to have good people around you that are still going to be able to push you, because to be the biggest fish in a small pond, even especially in Adelaide and a smaller group than what we have, it's like, why do you want to be the best at the local level and the best in amateurs, when if you want to go big and go global, go worldwide, it's like these are your training wheels, and then it's going to turn into... When you get to the show,
it's just a shame. Peyton will be back and he will win fights.
Hopefully he learns from this.
The only thing is he lost in like the worst way he could have lost. Oh, he lost in every facet of the fight.
He lost.
He didn't get. I was going like
the hype.
If it was a first round knockout or first round sub, you can say, big moment got to him.
Yeah.
No, he got fucking fiddled.
He got manhandled.
Yeah.
He got manhandled quite easily.
Can be
both,
the best
on the feet.
And his next fight is so important.
See his mindset, and if he really wants to be there, like they said, he could come back firing. Like
he seems like a pretty mature young man.
Mature young man.
Yeah, so I think he's going to go back. He's going to be like, I fucking performed shit. Let's fucking get it.
Yep.
If he start, I don't think he's going to make excuse. I don't think he's going to fucking Jamal Hill it.
No.
Jamal Hill probably still thinks he won the fight
Oh
against
my god!
Fury.
I was watching that fight going, what point's he going to blame this aspect of the fight?
That's all I could think of.
That's all
I was like, oh, the eye poke.
Yeah. I was the whole way through. I was like, that's what he's going to write on his the X. That's what he's going to write on X when he gets back.
Did you see Ankalaev talking absolute fucking disrespect to Pereira?
Well, it's just silly at this point. I mean, they're going to fight. So.
Ankalaev is fucking talking He said...
He doesn't speak good English, though. He's got to get a translator, but he write this for him if it's in English.
He said on Twitter, it was along the lines of, you go to every UFC and get, which he doesn't get drunk because he's a recovering fucking alcoholic.
Yeah, that's
Pereira
right.
Doesn't
He doesn't drink.
So he wrote, you go to every UFC card and you love the attention and you love free drinks and women.
Yeah.
And while you're doing that, I'm in the gym training. I'm going to punch you in the fucking face when I see you for the disrespect.
Oh, what? So which way did Pereira disrespect Ankalaev? And what was it? It was
the fight's announced, I believe.
It's announced now. It is. Because
I'm actually a bit worried for Alex in that fight. That's a good fight. Very good fight.
If Alex beats Ankalaev, then you look and you go, who's left in light heavyweight for him?
No, you go straight to heavyweight.
If he beats, because Ankalaev, I think, is the biggest hit. Much like when we looked at MERAB and Umar, that was the champ in number one.
If Alex beats Ankalaev, how many defenses is that?
4.
Plus this previous run where...
Plus the previous run with Izzy down in middleweight.
Yeah, I'd say 4 to 5.
I think it's 4. This would be 4.
So he's beat the
also
top,
when he said,
so he's cleaned out the top 5.
Yeah.
That's when you should be allowed to fucking move up and get a title shot.
Because he's fought Yuri twice. And
Topuria should not be allowed to fucking move up yet. He should have to run the gauntlet and then move up.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think he'd move up and take a fight with a contender.
No, do you know who fucking Topuria should fight?
Who?
Armin.
That's what we said before the last one. Because now if he's not getting the title shot, now he can. But would he take a fight with Armin?
He has to.
Topuria.
Well,
what do you mean he has to? Doesn't have to do shit.
He's fucking... You should not be allowed to go...
drinking wine in Spain, hanging out with his hot girlfriend.
How does Dana fucking allow this to just people relinquish titles? Oh, I've had 2 title fights now. I'm solidified. I'm going to move up.
Well, I agree with you, but think about the 2 people he beat.
They're very...
Think about the 2 people he beat.
Actually, do you know what? Give Topuria Islam. Put him in there. Put him in there.
I thought you'd be down for it.
Put him in there.
You think
Put him in there.
You think Lamb to the slaughter, and I'm like, I don't think...
oh my God, they both done my boy dirty. It's such a win-win. Who would you rather see? Who would you rather see?
I thought you'd be down. I thought you'd be down.
I'd rather see Topuria. Something about Topuria just gives me this shit. Nah, he's so good.
Yeah, he's so good. I don't like it's understandable to have the ego that he does, considering his body of work now. The fact that Islam doesn't have the same ego.
Islam's going to take him down and just kill it.
I think so. Yeah,
he's so big, and Topuria's just not as big as you all think he is.
He's a thick boy.
Miles was like, he's huge.
Yeah, he's a thick boy.
Like, no way.
He's a dude. He's 190 between cans, and you're like, he's my size. But I'm like, yeah, but
190 is fucking 80 kilos. 78.
For a dude that's
much shorter than me.
I was about to say that's smaller than you, but look at him,
but fit, like
look
a
at
fit.
He's
a fit 78.
So when he walks around, he's thick.
What do you weigh? You weigh like 84,
82, 83. Yeah.
He's a fucking big unit, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a nugget, not because
I'm 6 foot.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And you think I'm not super shredded out, but for that boy,
I just can't respect a man shorter than me. There's too many people. There's too.
How would you like life to look at you, mate? You haven't had it hard enough at your height. You want to look down on people shorter than you.
I have to.
Yeah,
there's too many people taller than me.
There's too many people lower than me.
There's too many people taller than me.
Fuck the Topuria so short.
I cannot respect a man that's shorter than me as a real person.
I just his body of work, like the come up that Topuria had, and the way he was doing it, and then the performances he's had.
He's growing on me, and I hate him.
Yeah, there you go. I don't. All the extras outside. I mean, good on him, and he's making it work for him. But yeah, his style and how he fights is actually very good. It's fun to watch. He has a fun style to watch. Then the fact he's a good grappler. Like he came in as a grappler. But again, the same thing with Moicano though. Grappling against Makhachev.
It's not different.
He's no good.
It's just different.
But then the striking, like in Makhachev, I think will be able to get him down and
get
him down a lot.
He hurt him, man.
And what can he do? But man, if Topuria can keep it on the feet for longer periods, I put him up even with the best at 155 as well.
The only thing is, Topuria's plan of attack is always to crowd your space so much,
Get you to the fence. And then hit you with the hand, yeah.
and you're just not going to be able to do that to Islam.
Islam ain't going to...
Islam is not going to fucking
until with
do
that hand speed, and if he can go down low with his body work to go up, and how long do you have to stick at that to maybe go body by, and then if he can clip him, and that changes everything. If he can clip him, because then he's forced more into a panic wrestle, and then it's not set up as well, because I don't like the idea of... because Topuria, the best thing that he does in jiu-jitsu is his front headlock system, which against Islam is not. But if he can stun him and then go for the front headlock system,
but do you know who else likes going near the cage? Fucking Islam.
Islam.
So if you go to the cage and he fucking grabs you and fucking turns you around, and you're on the cage with this fucking 100 kilo, fucking somehow made lightweight.
Yeah, 155. 100 kilo Dagestani.
Yeah, like good luck getting that cunt off you when the cage is fucking behind you.
Yeah. But I mean, that's a good fight. I just don't see Topuria taking one of the ranked guys if he's already beat the two best at 145. And those two at 145 had good fights at 155 as well. So
him and Armin. Wait, what nationalities? He's Jordanian, isn't he?
Who? Armin?
No. Topuria.
Topuria is Georgian.
Armenian? Georgian.
That's why him and MERAB are friends, and why MERAB wants to corner his brother when he has his UFC debut.
So why was MERAB bumming Armin?
Armin, because Armin...
Geographically.
Well, he's Armenian, and his dad's a rich guy. Well, it's all the Caucasus region. That was what the whole card was built on.
Different sides of the mountain.
The surrounding, different sides of the mountain. But it's also... Where was it? No, it was MERAB that was having a go at Umar, saying that how do you recognize yourself? I'm Georgian. What are you? Russian. You call yourself Russian.
He was definitely making.
And he goes, I'm Russian Dagestani. And it was like, that's where those cultural differences, where us as Australians were like, but it's us for them with the landmass. It's like the hatred for South Australians with Victorians.
They take it very seriously though.
Well, there's
war. There's bloodshed. It's different.
Bloodshed,
it's not like, oh fuck Melbourne, those cunts, coal pints, pots. It's no.
Yeah, no.
We kill each other.
There's history. There's history. Because the biggest thing with Armenia is...
What side is the mountains Chechnya on then? Near Dagestan.
It's near Dagestan.
So that'd be on the other side.
It's all in that region, yeah. Because all of those, Georgia, Dagestan, Chechnya, Armenia, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Azerbaijan. That's the whole surrounding former USSR.
I'd love to go to Azerbaijan.
Why do you want to go to Azerbaijan?
It's scenic.
Have
you seen it?
Not really, no.
Fucking beautiful place.
It's hard enough to remember all the names of all these
Azerbaijan looks fucking so nice. Just mountainous. You know, we don't have mountain range here. So,
we're very
when
flat.
you go to a country, you've been fucking countries. You go to countries that are very mountainous, you're like, whoa.
Yeah, well, I got a big one in New Zealand. I was like,
Canada?
Yeah. Canada, I went to
more mountainous. It's more
mountainous. Yeah. Oh, actually, when I...
Is that a word? Mountainous?
Mountainous, sure.
It is a word.
Covered by mountains, sure. Yeah. Surrounded by mountains. British Columbia was interesting.
Fantastic.
Well, because that was really like rivers, lakes. I didn't see a bear. I wasn't there long enough. I was only there like a day and a half because that was on the flight back from... I was in Toronto for most of the time.
Did you want to see a bear?
Just a big city. No, definitely not out in the wild. Fuck, no. You keep that. A bear? No, that's terrible. There's too many horror stories, man. Just Google horror stories.
I love how those cunts... I love how fucking Americans and Canadians and shit reckon Australia's dangerous.
Well, we're dangerous with reptiles.
I've fucking seen fucking 2 snakes my whole life.
I've seen 4 or 5.
Yeah, but do you know what? I'd rather see a snake than a fucking wolf.
A bear. I wouldn't like to see a wolf out.
A mountain lion.
Mountain lion, you can keep that.
Coyote. They still got deadly snakes.
Yeah.
They still have fucking snakes that'll kill you.
Well, hang on. Coyote. What's more dangerous, a coyote or a dingo?
Fucking coyote.
Okay, cool. I don't know.
I could fuck a dingo up.
Well, I'm just always thinking dingoes taking babies because coyotes and dingoes both would take babies because they don't recognize them as humans. Once we get a little bigger, they're a little more intimidated because they all work with pack mentality.
Bro, it's like fucking mountain lions in LA.
Yeah, I know. Fuck that.
There was nothing in LA.
There's nothing in LA. It's all burned to the ground.
Nothing in LA right now.
All the nice stuff. Did you say they're going to bail them out? How are they going to bail out $160 billion to rebuild all that shit?
Joe Biden said he's going to pay all of it.
How's that bloke, mate? How is that bloke?
Yeah, we do that.
And they're just like, everyone's just in the background just going, Joe, no, you can't say these things.
Oh, have you seen? Oh, you don't watch the Tim Dillon show?
Not the Tim Dillon, no.
Oh my God, he's so funny. He went on like a 2-hour rant about how how it just fucking went so in on the LA fires.
Some people have. I know some people have.
No,
a bunch of things getting tossed around.
Fucking hilarious. He's just. Have you ever watched it?
Not the Tim Dillon show. No. I've watched him the first few times when he was starting to come up and he was on Rogan, and then not so much.
He's so funny.
Well, they said he's up there with his ability to rant, and
he's the best ranter I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's what Rogan says.
It's
about
just
him.
it's fucking LA just needs to stop being a thing. It's just one thing after a fucking.
It seems like they're doing a good job at not making it a thing. They're burning it to the fucking ground.
People are getting angry over homeless people going in and looting all these houses that they're going to be fucking burnt down anyway.
Burnt down, and
the insurance isn't going to fucking give them money for anything anyway.
Yeah.
So let the homeless cunts at least have it.
Well, they're called the Palisades, yeah. But
the Palisades.
The Palisades.
Fuck the Palisades.
Is what's got burnt down.
Who gives a fuck about it?
We don't know anything about it.
I don't give a fuck about the Palisades.
That's where all the expensive
Australia
housing
has bushfires all the time.
We have bushfires.
No one fucking cries about it here.
Man,
people cry about it here, but
could we even get $160 billion damage in Adelaide? You have to burn down the CBD.
Maybe if the eastern suburbs and half the CBD got burned down. If the whole of Morphettvale burnt down, fucking Mr. Beast could donate the money to fix it. Oh my God.
Yeah, that money on that just landmass like that, it's just nuts. But yeah, I mean this is where you learn though, because and they did on the UFC the shout out to the firefighters, because I mean this is where all that stuff and what they say about you got to have the right a meritocracy, the right person for the right job, and then all these things where it's like 95% of firefighters are men, and then when it used to be before these fires hit and everyone's like that's bullshit, you got to open more diversity, everyone needs to have a go at it, but then this happens. And then who do you want on the front line? Who's the one that are running into the houses to save the burn? No,
did you see the LGBTQ fire lady?
Yes, because she's what the fire chief of LA is a lesbian.
Who gives a fuck?
But that's the whole thing. But they play that up, and she was the first firefighter, and they make
the bitch
that.
Probably doesn't even want to be known as that. She just wants to be a firefighter.
You hope so. You hope she just wasn't pushed along and being like, no, now here's what we're going to do. All right. So our constituency says this is a good idea, and so we're going to promote you from here. And if you just play ball, you're going to be the chief within 2 years.
Dude, all these people better fucking mind their P's and Q's, because Trump's back in, and so's the word faggot.
They're throwing it around. Trump is not even in office, and the promises that he's making and what's he going to do.
Our words are back.
I don't like.
Our words are all back.
They're all fine.
They're all back.
I don't like the fact that Gordon Ryan is getting gigs to suit and tie events in Washington D.C. Yeah.
Gordon, why not Craig?
Well, Craig's out traveling the world doing YouTube shows and giving back to the community. And Gordon Ryan is now a wannabe politician who
just watching Trump fuck his missus. Just watching Trump fucking absolutely lay pipe on his missus.
I don't know if Trump has a lot of energy. I'm not sure he has that kind of energy to play that kind of game.
If he's chopping Melania, he's fucking got it in him.
He's got to be.
Melania is a whole lot of woman.
Now they're all he's having the swinging contest. Bo Nichols all hanging out there, but yeah, they were at a fucking suit and tie bow tie event.
Did you see that video of Snoop Dogg in 2017 that's come out?
What's he saying?
It's a video of Snoop Dogg that came out at Trump's initial win, saying if any rappers perform or are with Trump, they're like whack ass N-words.
Yeah, right.
And he literally just performed for Trump.
How quickly it turns.
It's all turned.
Yeah, but that's great. The fact they still held the UFC card in LA.
Yeah, no, it's good for him. It's good. It's probably good. Actually, legitimately though, it's probably good for the community that they did that.
You started watching not the early prelims. You turned on at the prelims. You said
I turned on literally at the Bogdev fight.
Yep. Dude, I don't think there was anyone
in the arena. Was empty.
In the arena,
even the end.
It
It was the Armenians. It was because everyone bought tickets and they were Armenian.
Oh yeah, there could have been that.
I believe it would have been. I believe, a lot of people obviously fled the fucking state.
Well, that's what we thought about fight, but they were selling them out. And then my brother and I were talking, and in Australia, do they price? How much is the UFC going to get where they price themselves out? Because people are just like, I'm not paying those fucking ticket prices to go watch it.
No, they sold out.
That's what we thought. But then, you watch it, and literally the only people in the crowd for the first 4 fights, it seemed like it was the people around the cage.
Just Theo Von.
It was Theo sitting in the front. Brian Callen probably got the invite because it was in LA.
No, apparently
I saw that Rogan went out with him and
I imagine it was a mix of. So I didn't know LA is the biggest Armenian population outside of Armenia.
Yeah.
So a lot of it would have been Armenian fans, and when Armin got pulled out, say 10 10% wouldn't have gone because they were just going for him possibly.
Karo Parisian's Armenian, or he is Armenian.
Yeah. Armin's the biggest success story out of Armenia, though. Yeah. I believe in combats in MMA.
Oh, he's ridiculous. He's ridiculously good. But
I imagine the fires. A lot of people would have been like, "Oh, we have to flee, or we're gonna fucking die." So we've gone to stay with our auntie in fucking Utah.
Right. You know, could be that way. They've had
But they did sell out. It was a $10.8 million gate.
It did, and there was some people in there by there. I was just very surprised at how dead it was for the amount of fights.
Even the main event, I was like, where the fuck's the crowd?
Yeah, if you were going by live, I remember looking out for the first three, and I was like, is there anyone in the crowd except the people that are watching that have to be there because they're fucking working for the UFC or the commission?
Kevin Holland, Dorita, not much to say about that fight.
So
Kevin Holland is never going to be a champ. He will be in the top 10 forever. He might be a good gatekeeper.
Kevin Holland likes the fight apparently, but his fight IQ is not terrible. Is not fantastic.
No, he just needs to fucking not be comfortable on his back. Do what you did with Kamza. Like treat every fighter like Kamza.
Yeah, it seemed like I looked.
You're not good enough.
It started. I looked away. I looked back. Dorita had already taken him down.
He's not good enough.
And I was like, how did he already get you down this far? And then Kevin Holland's throwing up a triangle, and I was like, not close really. You're clamping your legs, but. How did you already end up? And he's just going. And he did. He stacked past him. He passed. He got to his back. He strangled him.
You got crazy knockout power. Stand on your feet.
Well, he's so much sharper and was better than. It looked like I thought he jumped.
Big.
He's a big
man,
boy.
though.
He's a big, but let's see if the first fight where he looked like he gassed hard and he pulled it out the bag against Mershaw. And now he's calling. Now the only way is up for RDR.
Does he get a number now?
I don't think so because this was at middleweight and Holland is not ranked at middleweight. I'm not even sure he's ranked at the moment.
Spivak and Almeida was fun, dude. I thought Almeida was fucked. At one point.
Because I looked and I was like,
he did that fucking crazy, he did the crazy fucking sweep. And and he fucking changed it.
It was when Spivak got a little overly anxious to pass the guard, and he just went, cool story, and Jailton. See, it's got an L. Jailton Almeida, and he did. It was like a basic sweep, but he timed it perfectly. Now, I don't know how much he lifted, or he just timed Spivak perfectly.
It was timed well, because he was off.
Spivak
was off balance for a
he went up for the pass, and he didn't have it locked down hard enough, and Almeida felt it and had the grip to just flick him off, and then it became the scramble. I was surprised at Spivak. I didn't think Spivak would be able to get Jailton down in the first round. I thought he might have to grind on him, and then he might be able to wear him down if he could get through the first.
If he did it properly, he probably could have not let him up too, because he's a big motherfucker.
Yeah, but he did. I think he just got a little overly anxious trying to pass. Jailton hit a beautiful sweep. And then because it was the power of the top game, who was going to be able to implement the top game. Both of them weren't good, but Jailton pulled off a beautiful sweep from the bottom.
Jailton or his brother that lost to... No, who lost to Blades? Was it Blades?
Almeida.
Jailton. Doesn't he have a brother as well?
No.
In the UFC?
Almeida or Blades?
Almeida.
No.
He doesn't have a brother?
No.
In the UFC?
No.
Are you sure?
There's many Almeidas.
There is.
But they're not brothers.
Oh, okay.
It's a common Brazilian name.
Yeah, because in the Blades fight, he was beating the shit out of him.
There was Leiter. There's Thomas Almeida from back in the day. Yeah. There is another Almeida, I think, in the UFC as well.
The boy.
But then Jailton called out Cyril Gane. Thoughts?
That's a fucking good fight.
It's a good fight, right? And why do you reckon he would have done that? Stylistically? Like, look at him. I think Jailton, if he gets Cyril Gane to the ground easy, I think he mollywops him on the ground.
It's a good fight, though.
Because can he get him to the ground? Can he crash and get him to the ground?
That's a really, really, really fun co-main or fight night main event.
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
Like, I reckon they do a fight night main event of that. That would be fun.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Jailton's good. His fights are always pretty fun.
Yeah. He doesn't. He puts good pressure on. The only time is he got gassed out and beat up a little bit by Blades. And people gave him a little disrespect when he fought the knockout king, Derek Lewis. And he just mounted him and then couldn't finish him. But
Lewis he was retired?
No, I just don't think he's had a fight since. I don't know if he injured himself again, but he just hasn't had a fight in a while. And Jailton, remember, just mounted him, but he couldn't finish him. And then
I've never been more fucking happy.
What we thought would be one of the most exciting fights turned out that way. That was an absolute barn burner.
Did not put his hands up the whole fight.
Hands were not up, but we call him head movement Yuri.
His head movement was so good.
So much better.
He was getting cracked a little bit, but he was still rolling. He was rolling with it well.
But his head movement was very
Jamal Hill is shit.
You love Jamal Hill, don't you?
Jamal Hill's fucking shit.
Yeah, he's he can beat. Jamal Hill can beat. He had a decent come up, but I think when he's top of the food chain,
he got blessed with that title.
He got blessed. Well, he took good opportunities to take it, and for that to fall on his lap the way it did, he got kissed on the dick. Yeah.
But now Yuri's like, what does he do? It's fucking weird position.
Yuri's like number 2.
Yeah, he's not going to fight Alex for the third time.
Here's the thing. If Pereira gets over Ankalaev, you can have Ankalaev versus Yuri.
Yeah.
Right. And then you just got to figure out what you want to do with Pereira, because if he gets through Ankalaev, we were just saying
Pereira should go
He goes. He's beaten everyone in the top 5, and he's beaten a few of them multiple times.
Yeah, go up. But
then if he goes up, the fight that everyone wants is Aspinall Jones. So
I'd get way more excited for Jones Pereira.
Yeah.
Just because it's huge.
You know what would happen.
I don't know that. I don't know.
Jones being that much bigger now in his wrestling game.
Pereira's fucking.
He's big. He's 235, sure.
He's big, and I reckon he's taller than the stats.
Jones at the moment looking a little fitter, even with the big belly though. He's like 250, 255.
Big man.
6'4", 84-inch wing.
I reckon I'd give Pereira a better shot at Jones than Aspinall.
With his legs though,
Bones Jones legs.
Bones Jones. If Pereira can hit him with 3 before he gets taken down. Hit. If he gets that hook on the way in. He gets that hook on the way in with an extra 10 kilos behind that hook. So interesting with that being the equalizer, what they said, it just doesn't seem like it should hit with that much power. And then, but some
just his body shape.
People that they've got that touch of whip, that touch of death.
But
some people have the touch of death.
Even Izzy said when he was talking to Rob Whittaker, I believe, which is a dope collab, by the way. Have you seen the videos?
No. What?
They're training together.
Are they? Whittaker's gone over to Auckland.
Whittaker's taken everyone with him. He's like, fucking, I've got no partners in Australia. It's hard to find partners. And then I had this, he said it was like a light bulb just went off in my head. I'm like, why?
Well, because Vulcan Izzy already have good relationship just training partners.
I believe Alex was there as well.
Yeah. So I thought I saw him going over there. It was like seeing Hooker in the training camp.
He's like, I'm 3 hours away from City Kickboxing. They have big dudes there. They have fucking UFC fighters. Why don't I train there?
Yeah.
And now they're doing.
He's got that now.
They've done like 20-minute videos together on YouTube, just talking shit.
That's cool.
And Izzy's calling him his kid.
Well, they rest like them at this point in the career aren't
they're not going to fight.
They're not going to fight. Yeah, they're not going to fight again. They don't have to. They've fought twice.
Just a couple more money fights and they're out.
Yeah, I like the fact they rolled it and they've become training partners because they realize in the Oceania region that's what we're going back with now. It's like being a smaller place. It's like we have to all work together until you get to the.
You're all going to fight each other.
Yeah.
Train with whoever you're going to train with. You're going to fight them all.
You got to get the most looks, and that's the thing as well. You need different looks to people to put you in present you with different problems so that then you can solve and there's so many fucking problems in MMA.
Pretty sure Izzy was talking to him about Pereira and he's like, Pereira's bones are just different to our
bone
bones.
Density.
Like, it's just different. Yep. It just hits you and it just everything hurts.
Yeah.
Like if you hit him, it just fucking. It's like people when they would hit Yoel.
Yeah, Yoel remember and they said it was like
it's just like steel. Hitting a fucking piece of metal.
Yeah,
it's like just bone density is just different. Like
the only person that does that willingly is Tony Ferguson.
Shout out to fucking Yuri for bringing that woman with cancer down.
Cancer. Yep, he's going to pay for 10 grand. Was it 10 or 50? 50 and then
50 and Dana matched it.
So 100 grand for her cancer treatment. So and he shaved his antenna haircut for that, and so they made a nice deal of that. So good on Yuri.
MERAB,
hang on, Yuri looked good, but again, it's difficult going forward in the top 5 of
it's a messy division now at the moment because Alex has claimed it up
until when he gets past if he gets past Ankalaev.
When is that fight going to be scheduled for?
It's like March.
Have you seen 313?
Which one's 313?
We'll go on that after.
We'll go back after.
MERAB. We've already pretty much talked about this. Yeah. I personally don't think, like I said before, I don't remember if I said it on camera or off camera. 3 times out of 10, O'Malley might catch him. Sandhagen might catch him. I don't think anyone beats him. I don't think anyone's weaponized cardio as good as him. You can say Kane, but he's in a division where people aren't fit.
And it's also the punching power, and one shot changes everything at heavyweight in comparison to...
MERAB is the fittest person in the fittest division.
He goes in with a broken back and still melts in the Nurmagomedov.
Yeah.
With wrestling.
A broken back.
Well, apparently he broke his back, whether he really injured his back going into it.
Interesting.
Because they said you don't like Schwab's takes, but he said both of them were going in with injuries. And I don't know if Umar went in with one, but he broke his hand in the fight. He said that straight after.
Well,
and then that's when MERAB
has his leg that's covered in staph.
Yeah, he had staph leading into it. And he said I think he did something for one of the UFC shows, and he was like lifting and doing all this heavy lifting with people on his team and doing all that. He woke up the next morning. He goes, for the last 2 weeks, like training camp was miserable because my back would just ping and he couldn't do anything. And now what he has to do with that, once you fucking hurt it back, it's tough. But he still showed up and had that performance, and he melted Nurmagomedov.
Melted him.
Did the style that he does to everyone, and he did it.
In the 2 rounds he lost at the start, he wasn't getting steamrolled.
It was the striking of Nurmagomedov, the sharper striking of Nurmagomedov.
But he wasn't getting steamrolled. It was just him losing a stand-up fight.
Yeah,
like it was clear 10-9s.
He was trying to hit the legs, but he was getting shucked off.
Yeah,
and then as the fight went on, all of a sudden he was hitting the leg, and then Umar could still counter it, and then still would get the jab and pivots and feints, and he was doing all that really well. But then as the fight went on, he's shooting more and more.
Swarm.
He was able to... The swarm of MERAB, the machine. The man just turns the cog. He's going. And his ability to just pick, get you down, pop you back up, But then he was always just getting further and further along.
Like a plague, man.
He's not going anywhere. He's that
shit.
fucking tick with pressure where he's just like, get the fuck off me. Give me a bit of space.
Who does he get next?
MERAB.
Yeah.
That's what I call Sandhagen. Give Sandhagen a shot. I'd like to see that fight.
Yeah.
Because I think Sandhagen had a big win. Before that, he lost to Umar. That's why Umar got this. I think this was legit the champion versus number one. And I think Sandhagen presents a lot of enough interesting problems. Or if you want to do an eliminator, which I don't see why because they're fought, you could go Sandhagen versus Sean O'Malley would be a very interesting striking affair.
Who's coming up in the bantamweight division?
That's the thing. I don't know once you kind of get out of five. Umar was supposed to be the heir apparent.
Umar was the one coming up, really. He didn't fight. He didn't fight fucking anyone.
Yep. Peter Yan's still there, and he just had a good performance. But MERAB, he's got the most takedowns. He already fought Peter Yan.
They can do Yan again.
They could do Yan again.
I reckon Yan gets one more win, though. I think they should fight one more time. I think
Yan versus MERAB should fight one more time.
No. I think Yan should fight one more time.
To see if he gets another go at
because
MERAB.
he does need to string some wins together.
Did he beat Song Yadong? That's who he beat in his last one, right?
And he looked good.
He looked good.
He didn't. He like won convincingly.
Yeah, he looked good in that one.
Wasn't that on the Aldo card?
I think so.
Aldo when he fought in Brazil against Homeboy and he won.
Well, because Aldo's last fight he lost against.
No, I'm talking about the one he won in Brazil.
Yeah.
Against Martinez.
Oh, Martinez. Yes, he did.
I believe
was
Yan
that the same fight that Yan?
I believe so.
Okay. So you've gone past it. You saw where it was before. Oh, there it is. MERAB. So there you go. So Corey Sandhagen. There you go. See, there's all that. Davidson Figueiredo is at 135. Now.
That's a fun fight. I reckon you let him skip the queue.
You reckon you want Davidson versus?
Did he win his last fight?
Because he fought Cheeto Vera, right?
Yeah,
he beat Cheeto.
He gets the next shot, 100%.
Yeah, because Cheeto Vera's below him.
Yeah, he has to get the next shot.
Okay, so either that or Sandhagen.
Because I reckon you give Yan Nurmagomedov.
Ooh, very nice. Yep.
And I reckon you give Figueiredo.
Okay, so then you go Figueiredo to MERAB, and then you can put Sandhagen versus O'Malley. Matchmaking 101.
That's good. Or you could even have O'Malley and Yan fought.
Yes. Yeah, they did, remember? And it was very close, and it was a contentious split decision.
I was going to say, that'd be a good fight.
Yeah. They've already fought.
You could even do that, but then they can't fight. Or you could do Figueiredo and fucking Nurmagomedov would be a banger.
That could be good.
Those are all fun fights.
Yeah, you could do some different matchups there, but then, again, what do you do with MERAB?
Song Yadong's kind of coming up.
Well, he's got Cejudo next. They were talking about that the other day. Whoever was on, you had the Fight Companion. They were talking about because Rob Font beat who's the wicked Adrian Yanez.
Yanez. Where's Yanez?
Yanez isn't even in the top 15 at the moment.
Yeah, right. He's a dark horse. He could pull it together if he fucking figures out whatever was going on.
Well, because he just went on a 2-fight skid, and that was when the coach died from COVID. He took over the gym, then he had to move gym, and now he's working with I think with TSWS, and he's just you got to have the fights and the time with the new coach to.
That's Faras's brother, yeah.
Yes, Ayman Zahabi is Faras Zahabi's brother.
He's been fighting in the UFC for a while.
He is a nice hybrid of his brother and who's the super famous journalist. Who's the super
Ariel?
Ariel Hawani.
Yeah, he does look like Ariel.
He's a dead set ring of a cross between his brother and Ariel Hawani.
Yeah, he does.
They both got a fucking schnoz on them.
That's funny.
Dude, I saw the sign. Yeah, I saw the sign. I was like,
I'm never going to unsee that now. What's his name? What's his
Ayman. Aieman. Ayman Zahabi. And they should be Ayman Zahabi side by side with Ariel Hawani. Where is it? Have a look at him. And Ariel Hawani. Oh, there's it.
That's so funny. He is a perfect mix with both of them, eh?
That one. Brilliant. Oh, no. They got the same head shape.
Zahabi does look like Ariel too.
He does. Yeah, he's a dead set cross between his brother.
Zahabi would be fucking Devo. He's just never going to get another GSP, hey?
I mean, that was what a collab that was, and then GSP with that team,
that power corner,
the power corner.
We actually Actually, I never even mentioned that photo. I was talking about. Yeah, I'll have one, please. I was talking about the most iconic photos in MMA history, and like what your most iconic photo would be. I said Conor holding the 2 belts is pretty fucking sick. Or you got Robbie Lawler, Rory McDonald is fucking sick.
The stare down at the end of the 4th, going into the 5th, or even and when they stand there and they have to get separated.
Or even when Rory's won and he was like, and his lips
the lips split and his blood's like spouting out as he's going, walking around the cage. There's the Chuck Liddell, one of the famous Chucks, when he's knocked out and he does the Iceman pose.
And then there's Tony Ferguson, Michael Chandler, where he upkicks him and there's
the face, the smush of the face. Yeah, that's just rude. That's rude to the boy Tony.
But there's a photo with GSP.
Another one they did with the face smush like that was what was the final knockout? Cheeto Vera versus Frankie Edgar, and he front kicked him as well, and they took that same picture.
Yes,
because it pushed the chin up so hard.
Yeah, Corey Sandhagen knee, wasn't it?
No, the knee was a cold knockout. I think the picture was Cheeto Vera.
Oh, yes.
Cheeto front kicked him and knocked him out.
And then there's this photo here.
Those ones go hard where they change the shape of the face.
The most fucking hard photo, bro.
Yeah, that's pretty iconic.
This is such a fucking good photo.
Yeah, that one top left on that Reddit there.
This one here is so good.
No, that's not it. That's not the one.
That's not the one. This is the one here.
That one.
Look at that.
Yeah, there's the corner. Look at the hair. Look at Danaher. Look at the mop on that man. Look at him staring, going, he's just another problem we have to be solved.
Don't tell me he's not looking a bit juicy.
No, he's just shred city, man. He's just doing all the handstand springs. Man's doing iron crosses.
When he was fighting Michael Bisping, he was fucking on something.
Well, he was thick, but remember, he had that bad weight, and then he was vomiting and shit before. He couldn't actually hold weight on.
What's the disease? Tuberculosis?
Tuberculosis? No, that was the one that Lesnar had.
Delitis. Something
with his guts where he literally couldn't hold food.
He had the same one as fucking. I'm pretty sure it's the same one as Lesnar had.
That's a diverticulitis.
That's the one he had.
That's the one where it's like holes in your stomach and you can't hold food in and shit like that.
That's the one he had.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go. He had diverticulitis too.
No, he had. Yeah, I think you're with it forever unless they cut out.
Well, they did. They removed. That's how Lesnar came back. They removed 12. I want to say 12 inches of his
legit colon. Has a silverback gorilla build, dude.
Yeah.
Where the fuck am I?
He's built well when he's thicker.
Oh my god.
The fact that he shredded down. I mean, he was a good body type for welterweight, and yeah, obviously there he could go up. But look at him as they go up. he's just healthier there. He's thick there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, look at this cum, bro. He's fucking huge.
Yeah, he's thick boy there.
I guess he doesn't look like he's juicing. He just looks like an old man muscle.
Yeah, exactly. He's just been a fit guy and still looking good for his age. Can still hit a blast double, jab to blast double like nobody's business.
Islam Makhachev, nothing really to say about this fight. We won't even talk about the fight. It's
happened
fucking
the way
easy.
we thought it was going to happen.
I reckon Islam moves up.
You think he moves up, and I
think-
kind of want Topuria to come up.
I don't think there's anyone else for him to fight.
No. And then if Dana's already said that he's not going to rebook Sarukian, then
He's legitimately cleared it out, hasn't he?
Makhachev.
He would have fought everyone.
That was 4 titles, and he's beaten everyone except, and he's beaten Arman from ages
But
ago.
the thing is, he beats people so convincingly,
Yeah,
you
he
don't
does.
really need
Yeah,
to
yeah.
see another fight.
John Jones, that's
this
pound
is
for pound.
I was like, what?
No. Yeah, I saw it. I was like, hang on a sec. So there he is. So he's got that. So Arman Sarukian won if he's not guaranteed the next shot. You got Charles Oliveira, and they've already fought.
He's fought Hooker. Yes?
Yeah, he's fought Hooker.
Gamrot's not going to be up there.
No, because he just lost to Hooker.
I just don't think he's on a title run at the moment.
Poirier ain't obviously.
Benil's 2 fights away from a title shot.
Fazeev, I don't think would be able to fuck with the wrestling.
Fazeev hasn't fought. He's
got a. What did he do? He did rip his knee. Yeah, he hurt his knee in one of the fights.
Moicano is never getting a shot as long as Islam's alive.
Yep.
Benoit Saint Denis not getting a shot.
Yeah, there's no one down there. And what? Do you remember that Yoel Alvarez versus, and then he fought Sarukian. Sarukian put a split in between his nose and he essentially bled out.
Yeah.
They stopped it because of just such a bad cut right in the center of his face.
Yeah, it's such a
There's no one. Yeah, there's no one.
Besides
really
Arman, and Arman's not getting the next shot.
Exactly right.
So
exactly right. Yep. So what do? He goes up. You're thinking he's calling out Drekus apparently. He wants to bypass Bilal. I don't know. Is Bilal actually booked for a title defense at the moment?
I don't believe so.
No, because wasn't he done and then he had to pull out?
Who the fuck are they going to throw him to the wolves with? Shavkat.
Shavkat, that's who he's got. Yep.
Be
because who else did they book? Jack Della Maddalena got announced. He's got Leon Edwards. Jack Della. Jack Della's got Leon Edwards.
In England, yeah.
That got announced. Yep.
Yeah. I got fuck, Bilal could beat Shavkat.
I think with the way he fights,
Bilal's pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
I hate him, but I don't hate him. He's just fucking nothing.
Well, you talk about the styles of MERAB. It's not an exciting style. It's exactly how Bilal is. So you talk about him having pillow hands.
Big,
you know
how big? So,
but how big do you think Bilal is?
How big's this cunt?
Drickus. They reckon he probably walks around about 220. The Rogan always talks about how thick he looks, like especially in between. Like
Islam will be so much better at a bigger weight. He's such a weight bully, dude. He looked like he was gonna fucking die on that scale.
Yeah, he shouldn't be one.
No, he's good.
As he's gotten older as well and put your body through the ringer.
Stats, surely will they be? Here?
What you think he'll have his actual walk around weight?
Nah,
top story is Islam versus Dricus. Yeah.
I just want to see how fucking he's 1.85. How big's that, Tom?
What?
1.85
height.
Yeah.
Fuck. What would that be? Be somewhere around the 6'1", 6'2".
Islam Makhachev. Oh, not Islam, the religion.
Not is an Abrahamic religion. Alrighty.
Islam Makhachev.
Thank you,
Let's
monotheism.
See, I reckon he could be alright.
26-1.
What was that? 185.
Yeah, 185 is
1.85 is what I said.
Oh, well, is his height?
Yeah,
1.85. Yep.
Where's this motherfucker?
Height. Why have they got 5'10" for him?
Motherfucker.
They got different standards, measurements of height.
10 in feet. Are you fucking?
So he's 5'10" and that's 177.
No, what's 5'10" in centimeters? Sorry.
5'10" in centimeters. Yeah.
170. He's only fucking 8 centimeters. 8 centimeters shorter.
Yeah.
So was that 2 inches?
8 centimeters. Yeah. So.
Like that?
Not much.
Fuck all.
Not much. Yeah.
It's just this physical fit. He'd probably be about 10 kilos, 8 kilos heavier on the night.
So 100 mils. Yeah. So that's 100 mil, and so 80. Yeah, man. Like that.
Fuck all.
Yeah. Not much. Not much. So height wise,
I guarantee Duplessis not that much stronger than Islam.
Yeah, I think even if
physicality
if
wise,
Duplessis even has 10 to 15 kilos with the style that Makhachev got. But man, if you want to test that theory, then you still got Hamzat at fucking 185.
Islam comes up.
See, I mean, you want give me round one of that fight.
Islam comes up.
Round one of that, the grapple of that first round
for the fucking BMR.
Baddest
Caucasus motherfucking
region.
Russian.
Yeah, baddest Caucasus fighter of all time. Fucking the first round of that would be super interesting. Because man, if the wrestling exchanges,
Islam's going down.
They're going to go back and forth, and if he can't finish him, though, Islam I think would have the better gas tank.
Oh no, a million.
And then so how would it same way as that? Umar looked really good for 2 rounds, and then he got a little bit melted. So if that's the case, even with all those boys, but that's the difference is
see with
Chimaev melts him in the first round, and then he catches him. But if you get him into the second, third,
their striking's probably pretty on par. Islam, I'd actually say, is a better striker, technically.
Throws more kicks.
Technically, Chimaev hits a lot harder.
He'd hit harder, yeah.
A lot harder. But I think the physicality of Chimaev in the first round, it's like Islam would not be used to that.
But that means that you have to get Chimaev to the title first.
Oh, please give fucking Duplessis the fucking match with Kamzat. And then Kamzat.
Just skip the 170.
Kamzat and Islam in Russia.
They could do big over there.
In fucking Putin just on a throne.
Vladimir would love it.
Do
with
it
a gold crown.
literally in a soccer arena and just have a fucking 24-karat gold throne right at the end. And just whoever loses, Putin finish him.
Oh, no. That's gladiatorial game style. The thumb side down.
Down.
You lose, and the choice is selected by the loser.
The winner literally gets a shopping mall.
Yeah. They'll get a town named after him.
Just a town.
Yeah, they'll get a city-state named after him.
Oh, wow. That's such a fun fight. Oh, my God. There's way more fun fights for Kamzat at that weight, actually.
At 185?
Yeah, dude. He's big enough.
Well, because at least there's still interesting matches at 170 because it's all people that have fought that with the matchups that have been announced. Leon Edwards versus Jack Della. That's going to be a very good striking match.
I reckon Jack Della's going to get it done.
And then you still got him because then Shavkat, if you do have Shavkat versus Bilal, that was the one that was announced, and then Bilal got injured and got pushed down.
It didn't look good enough against Gary for me to say he's going to just roll over.
No,
Bilal.
but did he do that? And I know you don't like talking about the injuries after the fact. But if he did actually have a torn MCL or whatever,
it's just they're always all of them are injured.
They're always all injured. But is that why that even then he didn't look like the world beater? But then if you heal your knee up and you heal up that injury, you come back 6 months later and look
he wasn't really hammering the takedowns and shit either.
And he gave up his back against Gary.
I imagine that would be an issue with an MCL because you can't fucking do any form of driving of your fucking body.
Yeah,
it's a terrible injury to have.
Yeah, well, even playing jiu-jitsu, how do you play guard and all these things if you can't turn your legs out like that? Or if they crush your weight in on top of it.
Did he say what knee it was?
No. Well, he may have, but I don't remember.
Well, either way,
I don't think it was an ACL. It was one of the ones on the inside or outside. Yeah, MCL or LCL.
So if he was if it was his back rear leg, he can't fucking push off it. Yeah. He can't do anything.
Anything's not good for striking and grappling. Obviously, with Miles having a knee injury, I think he finds striking a little easier to come through than certain positions in grappling.
He's told me he's kind of just starting. He's just got to learn to trust it.
Trust it a little bit. I mean, he is back rolling a little bit harder. And obviously, with some of the guys in the gym with the M16 Open coming up, he's
careful with who you're
going
with.
Yep. And he does, and I've heard him speak about it when he has to still willingly give up some spots if he's like, oh, no, I can't go for that. I don't want to put my knee under that kind of strain. So you have to give up some spots because if you start to feel it, put tension on it, and you go, oh, don't push that. That's still what he's dealing with.
It is a weird one because it's you want to.
He wants, yeah.
Well, you don't want you. The mind is willing, but
the body is not able.
Oh no, it's the other way around. It's the body's willing, but your mind, in your mind, you're it's the other way. It's fuck. If I bang my knee on the mat, is it gonna fucking block? It won't, but will it? Do you know what I mean? It's getting that trust again.
Yeah. Getting the trust, especially when it's.
I know it would fuck me up.
Well,
forever.
with the knee, it's just when things feel shifty. If you break a bone or something, it's just force or other issues that come up. But when it's something that's tweaked. And especially with partial tears and at all different severities, it's just the shiftiness. All of a sudden you think you're fine, and then it could be something weird. Yet alone going into a grappling or striking environment, and the dynamics and how quickly things rapidly change and shifting of weights in joints and ligaments. It's fucking And when that's your sport,
And we got like you said before, the Open coming up soon.
We sure do.
Open.
We sure do. So yeah,
boys
we went through the UFC. The M16 Open is what do we got? Is it February 14th or 15th?
I believe it's the 15th.
The 15th.
I'll get it up right now.
Back at the Brighton Performing Arts Centre in Brighton, South Australia. Big card put together by the boys. We have gone from Sunday afternoon shows to Saturday evening shows. The first one like this, we have upgraded the room. We're in a bigger seated venue. We have alcohol available for the first time at the venue that we will be at. And we have some barn burner fights. Sav, what are the ones that take your eye?
Well, we got Lucas Anard.
They put the names too close. Separate. Is there a space between the first and last name? Lucas Canard. There he is.
We got Lucas Anard. No, we got Lucas Canard and Deacon Laffer.
Well, because he was saying Laffer. I thought I asked Deacon at the last time, and he goes, "Just say Law, man." I was like, "Okay."
Oh.
So
I'm
that's
pretty
what
sure
I
it's
thought.
Stephen Laffer.
Yeah,
I'm going to ask him. I'll message him, actually. I've always fucking wondered.
We apologise for the amount. Sav and I are trying to get around with commentary and getting names right, much like Jonesy and Miles. Sometimes we're a little, especially with pronunciations of names, because some people... But, Lucas Canard versus... I'm just going to say...
It's a fucking tough matchup for Deacon. So, Deacon's got this fucking dick like this, eh?
Well, you said BDE.
Big dick like this.
BDE energy from Deacon. The man's stepping over from Tassie. The man's keen. He's got goals. He's got a mindset of a champion. HTC down there in Hobart. He runs a good ship. There's a lot of good people out of there. The boys are always trying to get down between Moody and Jonesy to get down there as much as possible to show and help him out. The man, when Lucas Canard's original opponent fell through, two blokes apparently put their hands up, and Deacon was the first one. He has amazing leg locks and leg lock entries, which will make it very interesting with a step up, because Lucas Canard obviously had the CJI performance of a lifetime when he heel hooked Victor Hugo, was it not?
One of the favourites of the bracket.
I think he was seed one in the bracket.
He was the favourite.
Yep, he was the favourite.
And he made it look like a fucking drill.
Like a drill.
It was was it a step back?
A back step. Yeah, he just backstepped into inside saddle, and bang, there you go. Tap before your knee goes shred. Deacon has worked very well with his K-guard to backside entries. He has a few finishes. I think that's how he got his last one. Was the last one or the one before the M16 Open? The one before. One before where we weren't commentating. Backside 50-50 entry and finished it, and it was fucking beautiful. So he has that, and that is that is the main event, and it is a big step up for Deacon. And what do they call it? The championship rub, I think, with the shine on Lucas Canard and the highlight and the respect that man has for the people in the know in Australian grappling. Big step up for Deacon, and the rub off having a match like that will be priceless.
And then you got Devin Coatsy and Siraj Sufi. Siraj is one of the M16 staples at this point.
He is now. He's calling for everyone and anyone, and he's got Devin Coatsy. He's got Devin Coatsy now. Coatsy has competed a few times before on the M16 Opens. I know he's had a match with Moody back when we were still at the Noarlunga Leisure Centre on the Sunday Arvos.
Back when Moody could make those weights.
Back when he could make those weights, and 77 kilos. Was he that low? I think Devin actually...
He would have had to have been a bit higher.
I think Devin came up to 88 to fight him.
I was going to say, I think Declan's dick at this point weighs 77
kilos.
Yeah,
and that was back when fucking Moody with his Moody mullet. That was in the mullet Moody days.
That's a very fun fight,
That is a massive fight. Siraj has been fighting everyone at the top of the bracket. I'm pretty sure Siraj has fought Lachlan Conway. He's main eventing, co-maining on all the big grappling shows. So massive pickup and huge match on the M16 Open in the co-main.
Then you got Jess Smith versus Adelaide's very own Nick Hughes.
Nick Batman Hughes.
I'm not sure where Jess Smith is from.
I know. I was hearing him talk about it today. And Nick's like, "Yep, big challenge. How it's going to go."
Nick takes every match, even if he's like, it was a fucking white belt, he'll take it just as seriously as like any big challenge.
Yeah.
He takes every match serious as the last.
He's spoken about it, the transition out of kind of MMA into heavily grappling focus since the MATLAB kind of fired up. We spoke about on the last M16 Open the team that he's got together and the competitiveness and the talent that's coming out and the work that they put in is amazing to see. Their competitive team is massive. You always kind of see MATLAB people around, so he's got a good culture.
Has to be one of the most competitive gyms in Adelaide.
He just puts his hand, like the people coming through and people that are willing to put their hands up and compete. Miles has spoken about it on here before about having a good room and having a good mats and having good technical people, but sometimes life outside of it. So the difference between having a good room and respectability in the local scene compared to what is shown by competitive success by your product, which is the students that come into your gym, take what you say on board, respect the process, go through it, and can churn out the talent that Nick and his wife Jackie and everything that's going on down there. They are producing some amazing talent, and so it's good that collabing and obviously people working together, because Nick Hughes has a very technical mind. He likes to break things down. He has his own podcast, which he's just changed the name from the Bat Phone.
I don't want to fucking butcher it. I believe it's like the Batcast.
I'd have to. We'll pull it up and shout it out.
I would have to look it up just so I can do him the respect.
Yeah, because he did. It's only just changed. He had Jonesy for the first because it was the Bat formerly known, the show formerly known as the Bat Phone Podcast, where you'd have mates and there was still a lot of talk and a lot of jiu-jitsu things on there. But now he's looking with what he's doing with the gym and process and who he wants to get on, so he's trying to change it around.
Grapple with the Bat. Grapple with the Bat.
Grapple with the Bat is the new show with Nick Hughes. He is a very technical mind, a super active competitor, running a great gym down there under Jones Jiu-Jitsu. And the friend of show, friend of all. We love him. We hope he does well, and it'll obviously be an amazing match. He's always putting it out there. So
then we got our first all women.
66 kilo title fight. Amy Lambert. Yep.
Serena Allen de Guzman.
There you go. Yep. Brenna Allen de Guzman.
Sorry, I got fucking terrible eyes.
I was about to say we had to zoom in a little bit to get the full name when you've got a hyphen in your name. So Amy Lambert competed on the last one, did she not?
Against no, fuck. I was thinking she was competing against that Danny chick.
No, that was Jackie.
No, that was Jackie. That was
Dynamite was on the last.
Nick's wife.
That's Nick's partner. Yep. Now Amy had another match on the last one.
There was
so many good.
But the last M16 Open was such an easy card to call because
a lot of action.
It was so fucking quick, and all of the fights were so actionful.
How many was there? It was like a few knee bars, foot locks, a few heel hooks, a few rear naked chokes.
It was crazy.
And then when we got to the main card, that's when it started to slow. When it got a little more technical, because I remember you then started asking me like wrestling and collar ties. People weren't just sitting down, sweeping.
Watch how Dick.
Action.
We'll get fucking Dick this card every fight to a decision.
Oh no, surely not. Nah, there's too many bangers. It's got to go. It is, and the fact that the early prelim guys come out and put it all on the line, that's what makes it so exciting. It's a two-way dance.
I haven't done my research yet.
We haven't yet. Or
anything, so I'm just glazing over the card.
We just
want to just let you all know, and I actually got to look at the date. It will have the date in the title eventually.
Yeah, if you go to the M16 Open Instagram page, it is the pinned all the card and the date, now. 15th of February.
Yeah, there you go. 15th of Feb.
Brighton Performing Arts Centre. Then Luke Marco got the late call, a late pullout, and Sebastian Attard.
Yeah, Sebastian Attard. Luke Marco.
Didn't he just compete last weekend, Sebastian, on a big show over in Sydney, I believe, and I think he's with the Sydney Wrestling Academy.
I believe he's coming over. And Luke Marco
is the hot prospect.
It's fucking nuts.
The phenom of South Australia.
He's been on a heap of M16 Opens.
He has been on a heap of M16 Opens.
He's killing it.
He is Mr. Consistency on the competition scene. He's always putting himself out there looking for big matches.
Miles Simpson talks very highly of him.
When Moody came back for his little stint in between, Marco was in our gym a lot. trying to soak up
You'd be stupid not
It was
to.
essentially, Moody would look at Marco sometimes and be like, you get one question, all right? Because I know otherwise you're going to hound me into the dirt and I got to get home at some point.
Thought that was fucking Tom Aspinall for a minute there.
Did you?
Jesus Christ.
No, that's
Is that
Connor's having
Ali's?
another
Is that Ali's? Is that like a relative of Ali or his son or something?
That's definitely
Elkia?
the same. Yeah, that's definitely the same last name.
Ali Elkia?
Yeah,
I imagine he's from
Ali Elk. Yeah, because he also competed on the same one as Sebastian Attard from last weekend. He competed.
Okay.
He's just got, and I think he's Sydney Wrestling Academy.
Okay.
It has to be
Oh,
same
it would
last
have
name.
to. It would have to be.
So I'm assuming Sydney Wrestling Academy. It turns
Connor
out
Kearney.
Jonesy has a very good connections down
Connor
there.
Kearney.
Connor Kearney, he competed on the last
was
M16
gonna
over,
say.
probably another Mr.
Yes.
Consistent on all the grappling shows. One of the heads of the Allpar team, with the help of Jesse Hughes, who's splitting off doing his own show. Yeah, that's all right. The Allpar. Why they do it, we don't know.
I fucking hate it.
One of his other, so does Jonesy. One of the other guys, part of that big team as well, Don Bazilis. He's on the undercard.
Yeah, Bazilis is an animal.
He'll be competing again. He's been up at the gym. He was coming
They
up
have
a little bit as well.
very, very, very good team down there
Oh,
at
they do?
Opera.
Oh.
Where do they train out of?
It's out north.
It's a northern gym.
North
Is
way,
that the actual gym name? Or is there a different
No,
name? and
I
they
think
just-
it's actually like Opar Fight Team. I think is under because it used to be Armour, right? And I don't know if they
Okay.
still train out of the Armour gym or whether I don't know what the thing is
They got
now with
fucking
Jesse and
good talent.
They got very good talent. They got
Very
very good up and comers. They've got
Young
a good team.
kids.
Young kids, yeah.
Very young.
Yeah,
gym.
exactly. And I think they have good seniority behind them that even if they're not in the day-to-day, the team that's going on, because Penrose would be with Allpar and all that as well.
Then you got Jamie Orison, the man.
Orison
You
having
got
another big
Pedro-
title fight. Look at
Pedro
you,
Pascal from
filthy,
Wish.
filthy-looking man. Look at that tash. Fantastic. You gotta
Luis
love him.
Flores.
The king of Vegas, Jamie Orison versus Luis Flores.
Jamie
So-
coming off a loss after the last M16.
The last
Open.
one, he got caught. We made the mistake on the call. I did. I thought he got electric chair and he got dog barred. Turns out he got knee.
It's hard to.
It's
do you
hard
know
to
how
call in the
good-
moment.
Do you know how
Yeah.
this one's going to be? Do you know how close we are to the match?
I don't.
So
I haven't seen the room.
You haven't seen
I haven't
it.
seen the room. You went into the room. I didn't go.
So I went into the room and I was like to Miles, why the fuck aren't we doing it in here?
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know. I was like, dude,
Yeah.
fucking sick. So the mats are like on the floor, and I believe there's 2 rows, and then there's a box, and that's where we'll be. We'll be in the box, so we'll be basically a row back.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
We're going to be like the
last time
the
we were-
dodgeball commentary.
last time
we
we
were
were
at the, we couldn't be further away. Where we were in that room, because
furthest point.
we were essentially in a room that looked like if you were running you were a TV show runner. We were the
Yeah.
guys that you're on the big headsets in the back, and we were looking down, and we had the computer going. So when we had to go back and look at it, but man, as a man that needs to wear glasses to see things over a distance, I was like, well, I have to bring these.
I
'cause
think
otherwise
this
I wouldn't be able
time,
to see.
this time I'll try and see if they have a television, or if not, I can bring this. And
Yeah.
I think it would be better to watch the fights through a TV.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I like, well, if we're that close is what you're saying, I like watching fights that close and calling them when I'm seeing them like
We'll
that.
still be-
But that's good for replays. If we can have something that we can
we would
rewind
still
and all that.
we would still be like 10 meters away.
So hopefully, also we had the help of the some staff, didn't we not? From the Brighton
homeboy, I
Performing
can't
Arts.
remember his name, but
He was
he'll
very
be out
nice.
The next one
He
too.
was very keen. If we get him again, he was very helpful with hooking us into the system and getting all that sorted.
I'll go in
and
all
he was,
early.
He was loving it. It was a good show for him. He was having a good time.
This
We'll
is
help
how we,
up there,
this is how we
helping.
do it. Tom does all of the research, and I go and set it up in the morning. It's a
You set up
system.
the technical, you get that.
It's a
and-
system.
Yeah, he's like, yep, you research,
It's like,
you get all
I
that,
know-
mate. Sure.
You're better than this. You're better at this than me. I'm not going to pretend like I'm not.
There was one point in the last call where you were trying to sort out something on the internet and the chat, and it was you were just like, so yep, Tom's going to be speaking a lot in this. He's the one with the technical, and I'm also running the chat. So believe me, guys, I will be coming in and out. And I was like, yeah, but look, yeah, let's be honest, I'm the jiu-jitsu black belt in the room, and you are the podcast king. So I should be having the technical aspect and having a bit more on styles and what's going to work. And you bring the humor and the computer and the laptop and fire it up.
So then we got.
And there's us, Rogan and Anik, right?
Fuck yeah,
Rogan and
boys.
Goey over there.
Then we got Moe. Oh fuck, Moe Deef. Sorry if I'm butchering your name.
Deef?
Butchering your name, Moe Deef.
I'd say
Dave.
Moe Deef, yeah.
Moe Deef, and we got Tyler Pomeroy.
Tyler Pomeroy.
I don't know. either of them.
I unfortunately also do not have much at the time, but believe me, when they come around and we make the call, I will have a lot more info on them.
Really, 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 really want to say I seen that Moe is from
compete.
Sydney Wrestling Academy.
Are you saying that because he just looks like he belongs to Sydney Wrestling Academy?
I'm not. I'm not. I swear
he looks like he should trade out
I
of there.
swear I seen the card. He's got a different picture of the card and it states the gyms on it.
Okay.
And I believe he's from Sydney Wrestling Academy.
And also, when you guys, just to make it easier for if people do want to study and have these things, I mean, I heard Jonesy talking about a social media presence and profile. If you guys are competing for jiu-jitsu and you get that, just unlock it. Don't make it private.
Yeah,
makes
please.
it very difficult to try and find information if you're not as open, and then you're private, and then I'm going to add you, and hopefully you add me in time so I can get some knowledge. Otherwise, come on, guys, I've got to rely on Google searches, and that can only get you so far. And otherwise, I'm trolling people's Facebook pages, and it gets weird.
We will very quickly. I won't glance. We'll glance over these.
We'll
very
gloss over
quickly.
the undercard.
Charlie Thomas, Sam Dowling, a 60-kilo fight. We got Tom
Downing.
We got Don Bazilis and Austin Page.
Don Bazilis. Oppa team, another staple. And here we go.
Tristan Hewish and Connor Nelson. Connor's a fucking animal.
Connor's an animal.
And Tristan's good too.
Tristan is out of M16.
He played the fuck out of the guitar as well. He made me an intro.
His brother does he? Or do they both do it?
Both of them.
Both of them play?
I believe Tristan does drums.
Okay. Yeah, because one plays, I think his brother does the guitar because I've seen his socials and he shares. Yeah. He looks like he's also training a little more MMA and not as much jiu-jitsu. And Tristan is, with the competition, he's been obviously around the gym a lot.
This is a really fun one.
This will be really interesting to see how it plays out. Connor is good, yeah.
Yeah, I talked to him after the Open. He said he watched the pod and we talked about it. And he had a really good match on the last Open.
He did. And he's always had good matches. And I don't want to say the clip that... our mate Helpsy put up the other day, old Air JPEG, about a competition match between Connor Nelson and our boy little further up the card there, Little Tism, Caleb.
Oh, they've had
a match.
They've had a match,
yeah,
really?
Yeah,
same weight.
Yeah, and I didn't know that's how it finished. But guess who got buggy choked?
Oh, really? Did he buggy choke? Tism?
Yeah,
did he?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Because there's a man that you rolled with Caleb, and
he's feared my fucking life.
He's the hot prospect.
Nice.
He's keen as a bean. The man, Little Tism, you know, he's super into jiu-jitsu.
Did he lose at the last M16 Open as well?
Yes, he lost on points.
I think Caleb...
Not the one we commentated. It was the one before that.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he wasn't on the last one. He was on the one before that I watched in the front row.
I think Caleb is going to really grow into competition well. I think he just needs to grow into it.
He's got the mind for it.
He definitely has the skill set to beat anyone.
Yeah.
It's just on the day... Sometimes it doesn't translate over, but I reckon that will go away soon, he will fucking start murdering.
And he's got all the guys behind him. He
murderer.
puts in the work. He's working with good people.
He's at the gym 2 hours before everyone.
Hours after. He gets in there. He's doing a lot of strength and conditioning. He's building himself up as a young, growing boy. So yeah, he's going to go places, but. Yeah, that's also Connor's a beast. So that match, Tristan has his hand full, and that's going to be a scrap, man. It's going to be pacing.
That's going to be like my match of the day for the prelims.
For the prelims, that could definitely play out that way. Yep, and it could also end really quick. So we'll see.
Lachlan Mendoza and Angus Sharp.
There you go. Don't know much about these two lads. So
Grace
Ash.
Duncan.
Yep, Grace is out of Beachside. She's come down. She was down a bit when Moody was in as well, getting some rounds in. M16, Mel Duncan, I do not know too much
Adelaide
about.
Girl or?
I'm going to assume so with no information to back that up.
Yeah, she's from Adelaide. Yeah, great. Call it.
Yeah, well, great. Yeah, so that should be a good match. Grace always steps up. She's had good matches, plenty of opportunities, and she always shows up. So it's good.
Lewis Horwood and Aaron Burrows.
Yep, don't know much about those boys, unfortunately. And there he is, Caleb Burden versus Kai Dalton, 93. Look at him, the kid's 93. 93 kilos. Son of a biscuit.
He's pretty lean too.
That's ridiculous.
Like he's not heavy set at all. He's just thick.
No, that's why he's growing into his body. He's still a young kid, and now he's doing
natural heavyweight.
Now he's doing strength and conditioning and
natural
shit.
Heavyweight.
Yeah. So let's we can't be, but the Caleb's from the gym. So
Matej Bakic.
Yep.
And Charlie
Bahati. Yep. 80 kilos.
I don't know if it's. I'm pretty sure it's Matej. I met him.
Matej Bakic.
I believe he's competed at an Open before, but when it was in the Noarlunga.
Okay. Yeah.
And he's a very, 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 very fucking good tattoo artist.
He looks at look at that neck tat.
Well, he works at the parlour. He's got my arm done.
Oh, well, there you go.
He's very good.
Oh, cross connections all the way, just out in and out of jiu-jitsu.
And Charlie Bahati, I've heard that fucking name before.
So obviously, yes, I'll be doing a little more research and going through all this. So sorry about the people that we
we're just glancing over. We're glancing over. Don't take it too much to heart.
No.
We haven't done any research yet.
And here's one another M16 boy,
Lockie Jones,
Lockie, let's
and
go.
Greg Hearn of Cardio Flex.
100 plus kilos.
This is a very fun fight.
If you've seen the boys in person, a bunch of big boys.
Bro, I didn't realize how big Greg was.
Yeah,
I obviously know how big Lockie is because I'm friends with him, but I didn't realize how big Greg is.
Yeah.
Greg's fucking
Well, he's
huge.
one if you don't see it and you don't know about Farouk as well. And then you see Farouk in person, you're like, oh, bloody hell.
Greg's a big, it's going to be interesting to see.
See how it goes.
Lockie's fucking strong. Greg's fucking strong. Big man.
Owner of Southern Strength and Conditioning, Mr. Lucky Jones Symes. Yeah, love that guy. Traveled to Vegas with him. Yeah, hopefully he goes well. He's getting a lot of good rounds in, putting in the work. I've seen him rolling a lot with Malazzo, so getting good heavy bodies to constantly work off of.
It's very good. Two big power gyms. It's fun.
Yeah, it's good.
Two big gyms in the Adelaide scene. It's fun. That's fun.
That's a fun local.
It's a fun rivalry.
That's a fun local matchup that they have there as well because that's interesting. Nick Silby. Was Silby the one that got the armbar from Progressive?
I believe so.
That's the one that got the slick armbar in like 40 seconds.
Nick Silby and Laith Kiali.
Kiali. There it is, Kiali.
I thought that was a U.
Yeah, no, Kiali. Laith Kiali. So unfortunately don't know much about Laith Kiali. I am quite sure that Nick Silby's out of Progressive.
I really got to look at the last 4 cards of the M16 Open so I can backtrack more because they all kind of blend together.
That's true. And there's consistencies with at least 2 or 3 where not back to back to back. Some do the back to backs, but
some do
if
one
they didn't do that, and then they'll skip
this
one, and then they'll come in, especially when you get into the undercard. So Josh Watkins versus Evan Glickos, versus the Fizz. Josh Watkins out of CCMMA. He is one of the main staples there with Alan Hartley.
Is Evan at Trinity, or is he doing work at M16?
No, he's doing his work. He trains the MMA at Trinity, and he's BJJ at Westside. Westside with Dave DeConti. So he's out there because he's from he's from fucking Valley View, mate. So he's living out that way. The fact he made the treks as many times as he did doing the MMA training to get to M16.
A lot of people say good things about DeConti.
DeConti's a great guy, very good chiropractor. If you're actually a broken human,
chiro.
Yeah, he's a chiro, and it's right next to his gym. His gym and chiro is all set up to be
perfect business.
I know, but he knows, right? So he knows certain things when they're tweaked. Yeah. No one being a jiu-jitsu black belt,
he can just injure his clients. Injure him, and then
the man's a silverback gorilla. But no, I saw him get his black belt with a bunch of guys when they were out at SABJJ. But Watkins obviously has a very successful MMA career going as well, and obviously just the chance to step up on another big show. Good representation for CCMMA, and he's doing very good at MMA. Evan is trying to get MMA fights, but he's always trying to stay active. The man is called the Fizz because he doesn't fucking shut up or slow down. So he's always bringing the energy, bringing the excitement. So that match should very much be fast paced. I would think.
God.
What?
Fucking have a look at that. How am I supposed?
Oh, his name.
Michael.
So you got Gabe McCrane, right?
Brushnewski.
Is it an NIE? Brushnewski.
Yeah, Brushnewski.
Yeah. Michael Brushnewski. There you go. We're not going to... Brushnewski. If he's from... Even if it's a Russian name.
Yeah, something like that.
So, yeah, and then... So, that's the second last, and then there's your last one of the undercard. Gabe McCrane versus Michael Brushnewski. Yeah. It's gonna be a banger. The main card is fire. The title fight's in February 15th.
Drinks allowed.
Alcohol, first time at an M16 Open. It is a Saturday evening, I believe, a 4 till 7, something like that.
I might not be able to drink.
Yeah, we're commentating.
After.
Yes,
after,
I think
I might not be able to after.
Sav's trying to pull some strings back doors because we also obviously like to get on the beverages, but we have an obligation to try and call it fair and down the middle. And if we get a little too loose with the beers,
afterwards I'm gonna fucking try and get Barnett on.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Straight.
Flies in that day.
He flies in that day. Yeah. So you can't release all those things yet.
If I got him on. If it works out.
You have to do a workaround to try and sort that out. But it's gonna be an amazing card. Sav has big things
I wonder if
pushing
they'll
forward.
bring him. I wonder if they'll bring him to the Open.
That's what I
That'd be pretty fucking cool.
Because Josh is on it, and his seminar is at CCMMA.
Yeah.
So
Is Hartley has a couple fighters on here?
yeah, but Josh Watkins,
Is that the only one?
I think so.
Oh, so he'll be there.
And because he's a coach, he's it's a big name at that gym. So I would think Alan would definitely be there for him. It's his main coach.
Well, won't keep it too late tonight. It's school night, 10:30 at night.
Yep.
Call it early.
Beautiful.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, mate. Looking forward to the next card, the next call on the commentary.
Yeah, well, actually, before I get off, do you want to do a fight companion for UFC 313?
I've been meaning to get in with you on one. I just have that's 2 days after my brother's birthday. So what do we got? March 8th. All right, let me keep it in the mind.
I'll just show you
I will have to give these ones to the missus, and hopefully
I'll show
we'll
you
go
the
well.
card. There's been some fucking
Because that's there you go, Pereira Ankalaev, and isn't that the one with the co-main is Dan Hooker versus Gaethje?
Yeah.
All right, so what do we got? Yeah, Gaethje Hooker, Amanda Lemos versus Lucindo. So, all right, so the striker, Petrosian 7-up versus Hulk, Bruno Ferreira.
All right, it's gonna be a good card.
Those are some those. Well, the top three: Bruno Ferreira versus Armin Petrosian.
Even
Petrosian's
Lemos.
the more accomplished striker. Bruno Ferreira is bringing all the power.
Lemos is even fun to watch.
Lemos is
And
fun.
I don't love, like, I'm not going to fucking say I love watching heaps of female fighters,
Nah.
but certain female fighters are
Yeah.
always very fun.
That'll be technical striking, and hopefully she doesn't get caught with a standing head and arm choke again.
These two alone.
Those two are bangers.
Just
Yep.
fun.
And what's that? We didn't even know the first fight though. Ozzy Diaz versus Jordan Santos. Yeah, don't know
Hasn't
much
been
about
finished up yet.
that. Yeah. Nah, they'll add more to that. But
It's actually pretty full.
Oh, Joshua Van is fighting again versus Bruno Silva, who had a massive performance in his last one.
Gutierrez.
Oh, Gutierrez disrespect on the prelim. John Masumoto.
Yeah, throwing him to the fucking wall. So
Oh, 16-0. You're 2-0 UFC and UFC. Yeah, but Gutierrez, man, he's the gamer. Mr. Leg Kick King.
Well,
All right.
thank you,
Thanks,
Thomas.
mate. Always appreciate you. And, thank you to everyone once again that listens in to us talking some nonsense.